This conference will now be recorded.
So let's start the execution. So yesterday we have performed the risk analysis and we have discussed about the mitigation concept. And for execution, we already created mitigation owner, mitigation monitor, and mitigation control ID we have created. In the meantime, I think we have also created the organization unit, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, right. We have created the organization, right?
Yes, sir.
We have created organization, and I hope so. We also done the like assigning the owners to the organization unit. We have done, and I think now it's time to perform the assigning the mitigation owner to the control ID, mitigation monitor to the control ID. Okay, this is the task that is left over, and performing the risk analysis and assigning the control ID. These are the tasks which we have to do. So just a second. Right. So let me log in into NWBC first. So today's session is typically yesterday's continuation only. Right then. So did I start the recording? Yes, I have it. Right then. Let us start the execution now. So in the execution part, yesterday we have already seen how to create the organization, and I guess in the organization we have update both the owners, right? So Tata Group is the organization we have created, and in the organization I think we have also assigned the owners also. Both the owners we have assigned, as I remember. So okay, I think it's in Tata Group only. Directly in the organization only, I think I have done. So let me check. Okay, not added here. Okay, let me check there. In the sub organization, we will check. So owners, yes, we have added. Okay, mitigation owner and mitigation monitor we have already assigned it to the owners. Now today's task will be starting with how to assign mitigation owner to mitigation control ID, mitigation monitor to control ID. Before doing any one of the tasks, first thing what we have to do is create a mitigation control ID, which we have not done it. So here, just go and create a control ID. So the task we are going to do is create a control ID. Just giving my control ID. Krishna underscore MIT. Okay. So, or else I am going to give mitigation controller 01 MIT controller 01 Krishna's mitigation control 1. Okay, give some description here if at all required, and assign the organization. So we are assigning the organization to the mitigation control ID. So Tata Motors, select this one. So after assigning the organization, go for the axis risk. So for which risk ID you want to use the controller. So what is the risk ID we have created on day before yesterday? I think it's Air R1 risk ID for the Air India project. This is the one which we have created. Only one or multiple you can create. You can assign. Then go for the owners and add the owner ID. Firstly, assign the mitigation owner. Just going for Krishna star, and the mitigation owner I am giving here, and assign the assignment type. Is he a approver or the monitor? Approver is nothing but the owner. And second one, add a second row. So you should be also adding the mitigation monitor here, going for Krishna star and browse it. So even though you know the correct name, always follow this method only. Select the mitigation monitor and select this user as the monitor and save the things. Okay, so now what we have done, we have created a mitigation control ID, we have assigned organization to control ID, we have assigned owner to control ID, mitigation monitor to control ID, and for which risk we can use this control ID also. All the settings we have done here. Now it's time for performing, it's time to assign the control ID. How can we do it? So again, perform the risk analysis. So either for the user or for the role, sorry, you can perform the risk analysis, user role profile. Now select the system. So here select your RFC system, whatever is your RFC system, just select it here. And after the system, select your user ID. So for which user you want to perform the risk analysis, select it here. So the user ID I want to use here is the Air India underscore ARA. And what is the risk analysis? So what is the type of risk? All types of risk I want to check. And what is the rule set you want to use? Rule set for Air India project is that, sorry, so rule set for Air India project I am going to do, and just performing the risk analysis one more time. So these all are the risk I have find out. Now changing the view. So close this, go for the format and go for the executive summary. So total how many risks are there? 6 risks we are getting. So why did we get all these 6 risks? Due to these conflicts. Conflict number 1, SCC1 SU01. Conflict number 2, SCC1 SU01. How can we identify? By using the rule ID. If you have to find out what are the two matching rule IDs and the two transaction codes, we are getting the particular risk. Now it's time to mitigate the risk. So here I am mitigating these risk IDs. So here I will be getting actually multiple. So These are the two these are the risk id I am selecting. So these are the first conflict I am selecting and going for the mitigate the risk option. Okay, so when you go for the mitigation, so what you have to assign here is the control id we have to assign. So what is the control ID we have created? MITC01 is the control ID. So when I assign a control ID, what happened here? Automatically the monitor was also assigned. And see here, so just a second. Just a second. Okay, right. So just try to save the details. When we assign a control id, automatically the monitor was assigned. And the what is the validity period? Here you can see it is 1 year. So by default for 1 year the control id was automatically assigned. And save the details, and the mitigation details are also assigned here. So why the mitigation was automatically assigned for everyone? We have only selected both the right. So just a moment. So okay, so the selection was happened. So all the so So all the risks were automatically assigned here, but we have to select what are the risks we need to assign here. We can do it completely or we can do partially. So for all these things, the mitigation has been automatically assigned. So what is going to happen next is the activity which you have to perform here. So after executing completely, what you have to do is log in with this particular user id, air india underscore ara. In your scenario, what is the user id you have created in the s4 hana system? Log in with that particular system and try to execute with this any transaction code. Okay, after executing any of this transaction code, step 2 is login into the monitor account, and this monitor is going to get some notifications. Where to check the notifications is come to nwbc. In the inbox, the monitor should be getting the notifications. So whatever notifications he will be getting here in this way. Okay, I am not going to open any of these things. These are the topics which we have not yet covered. So in this way, so this is the practical part which you have to do. So just a moment. So what you need to perform here is, firstly, after completing the mitigation concept, log in into the backend system. So what is our backend system? S4 HANA system. So log in into S4 HANA system and log in with the user ID for whom we have assigned the mitigation control ID. So after logging with this user ID, performs or executes some transaction codes. Execute the T codes. Okay, which are available in the risk ID. So whatever transaction codes you are having in the risk ID, execute those transaction codes. This is the step 1 you have to perform. Okay. Step 2 will be Step 2 is log in into GRC system with the mitigation monitor ID and go for NWBC work inbox. In the home page only work inbox will be there. There you are going to get a notification stating that so and so user. So this user is executing this risky T course. You should be getting the things. And one of the common doubt is, so what is the role of the mitigation owner? You said that we need to give approvals. Actually what happened is the approval has maybe the up not maybe the approval was disabled here. So without even the approval we are able to create them. We had to activate them. So come to the access control configuration settings. So in the configuration settings, you will be having this one. Yeah, see here. So what it is saying, mitigation assignment, no, it is there. So if I go for S, if I am going for the S, if the mitigation control ID is assigned, then okay. So let me do this activity also. So mitigation control and this one, or else just won't just don't want to change it right now only. So first try to perform this activity. Anyway you are going to get doubts in this topic. So tomorrow is completely I am completely going to leave you for clarification of all the doubts only. You have to complete the risk analysis and come back to and attend the tomorrow's session. Why? Because this is very important topic. We must again perform risk analysis in BRM concept. Again perform risk analysis in ARM concept. Okay. This is the common thing which we have to do in everything. So in every execution, risk analysis is the common thing. So first you try to execute this one. Having any doubts, I will clarify. Tomorrow, once again, I will perform the same activity by creating multiple things. Here we should be enabling multiple things like function maintenance I have to enable, and mitigation controls also I will be enabling. So again it is a kind of tomorrow's session will be complete region of ARA, but by enabling some of the options, and it will be somewhat critical. It won't be that simple as we executed till now. So we required a approval for everything. Approval for creating function ID, approval for the risk, approval for mitigation. For every activity we need an approval. Those settings I will be enabling tomorrow and perform the again how to perform the risk analysis and how to assign to the user. All these activities I will once again show you tomorrow. Okay. So anyone having any doubts still here, you can ask me. Okay, if you are not having any doubts, there is one more topic to discuss here. We will discuss. Anyone? So, any doubts regarding the mitigation concept, risk analysis, and mitigation concept? Anyone having any doubts? No one? Right. So, do the practical session. Yes, Monica? Are you speaking something? I cannot hear you. No, Monica, we cannot hear you. Yeah. Okay. In the meantime, I will be going with one more short topic. After that, you can ask your doubt. In the meantime, try to switch to another mobile or connect to a earphones. So just coming back here, and here itself, so here itself we are having something called as a, so user level simulation. So what is this simulation concept? Simulation is nothing but what if. Okay, what if we do this activity, that's it. Simulation is nothing but it's a what if concept. For suppose right now we are having so many VR games, virtual reality games. Then what we are having, simulation games means you will be just assuming that you are in a flight, or in your roller coaster, or you will be assuming you are having a gun in your car. In this way, just you are creating that environment in the same way. So when are we going to use this simulation concept? So right now we are having a user ID called Air India underscore ARA is a user ID which we are having in the backend system. So for this particular user, we have completed every activity. Like we have performed risk analysis and we have mitigated the risk for this user. Right now, if I perform the risk analysis, there will be no risk involved. Whatever so if at all you mitigate any risk, it is not at all considered as a risk for you. So here we are no longer having a risk. But what happened is, now recently this user once again requested for access either for a new transaction code, or new role, or new profile. So instead of assigning it directly to that user, again performing risk analysis, all these activities, what we will do, we be performing is, we will be performing the simulation concept. And see, so if we are just going to just consider, if we added a new transaction code for this user, are there any new risk involved, we are going to check. So if there is no risk involved, we can just we can just complete the activity, that's it. If we are having any if we got any risks here, so what we have to do is, after assigning the transaction code to the user, we have to again perform risk analysis. I will just show you. Firstly, just give all the details as we do in the risk analysis. So whatever activities you are doing for the risk analysis, just provide all the details. So in this way, RFC connection, username, so RFC connection and username, followed by the rule set. Okay, followed by the rule set which you have created. So just perform the risk analysis here. So go for the next option, and here what we are going to do is simulation. So what is the simulation you want to do? Either action means transaction codes, or roles, or profiles. So what is the new thing you want to do? I want to do regarding the transaction codes only. So first I add the RFC connection here, EH7S4 HANA, and go for the action. So what is the action you want to give here? The transaction code is something like SCC4 is the transaction code I want to assign. Client administration transaction code I am giving. So what is the thing you want to do? Is it including or excluding? Is this a new transaction code you want to add or remove from existing one? I want to just consider, if we added SCC4 for this user, what is going to happen. On the top you are having something called as the run in foreground. Just run this one. So this is the simulation report. So previously how many risk we are having? So I think it's 6. Now they are 9 we are having, or else we will be getting more precise report like risk for simulation only. What are the new risk involved by simulation only we will be getting. So in this way. So in this way, so how many risks we are getting? So we are going to get new types of risk in this way. So totally three new risks we are going to get, or three new conflicts we will be getting if we add this transaction code for the user. Got it? If at all we add this transaction code to the user, this user is going to get new three new risks involved. Okay, this is one way we can use. Second way is, before simulation this user is already having almost 6 conflicts. Now I am going to consider the action as, so going to remove access for SU01. So I am going to remove access for SU01. This is just an assumption. I am not doing anything. I am not going to assign the new transaction code or not removing anything. Just I am taking an assumption. What if I remove access for SU01 for this user and go run the foreground program and just go down below and see the report. Previously we are having 6 conflicts. Now how many conflicts we are having? Only 4 conflicts we are having. So if we remove access for this one particular transaction code, 2 conflicts will be automatically removed for this user. In this way we are just assuming this one. Okay, nothing else. So we are just taking the assumption. So after seeing this the result, you can decide, so what are the things. For suppose now I am trying to add a new transaction code for this user, a transaction code called FS00 I want to add for this user, that is including and go for run in foreground. So see here report. So are there any new risk involved? Previously it is 6, now also it is 6. Or else if you want more detailed report, go for risk for simulation only. Only risk involved due to the new transaction codes you will be getting. How many new risk involved? Zero risk involved. So what can you decide? We can directly add this transaction code this to this user, or we can provide access to this transaction code to this user and no longer required to perform risk analysis. Why? Because we already done simulation and we know that there are no new risk involved for this user. Okay, got it? So anyone having any doubts? In the same way we can do this task for role simulation, profile simulation also. HR objects not possible because we don't have any backend HR system. So this is all about the this is all about the risk analysis topic. So once at around 9:30 or 10 today itself, I will be sending yesterday's video and today's video. Try to execute, and mostly you will be getting many doubts. Having any doubts, I will be clearing all your doubts. Very, very important topic. So tomorrow I will be not starting any topic. The next topic we have to start is the BRM. So once I make sure that you are clear with these things, then only we will be moving for the next topic called BRM. So till here, anyone having any doubts, you can ask me. Any doubts?
సార్ రియల్ టైంలో హెచ్ఆర్ సిమ్యులేషన్ చేస్తారు కదా వాళ్ళు అడిగిన దానికి
So
సమాధానం
real time
హెచ్ఆర్ సిమ్యులేషన్ చేస్తారు కదా
HR
హెచ్ఆర్ సిమ్యులేషన్ చేస్తారు కదా సార్ రియల్ టైంలో
HR మనకి back so HR objects are nothing but, see here. So here we are going to give the HR system details. Process are the same. It is not going to change here. Whatever process we are following. So instead of giving a S4 HANA system, we can take the backend HR system. And we are going to select the jobs position, what we have discussed in the position based security. So positions are the job IDs they are going to view here. So user level risk analysis we can perform, and here we are going to provide the risk analysis. That basically the concept is same, but back end we require the HR system. Until and unless we have HR system, we don't get these reports. Okay. So whatever we have done in the HR authorization, we are going to do here, but we don't have any HR systems right now in the backup. We don't have any HR system. If you are having this one, you will be getting the things. Right now, you will be getting the error that object ID not available. That's it. So here again, there is no separate task or any new activity. Whatever you are doing for the roles, profiles, and users, the same activity you will be doing for HRs also. HR objects also. Instead of T codes, you will be having HR objects. That's it. Okay. Right. Any other doubts? So Monica is so is your mic ready? I think you are having some note previously. Sorry, but still I cannot hear you. So or else you can drop the message in the comment box in the right. So in the chat box, you can just drop a message, whatever is your doubt. Okay, no problem. Right then. So we will be meeting tomorrow. So make sure that by tomorrow you once practice everything. Right, everyone? Any other doubts anyone having?
No, sir.
Yeah, hope so. Everyone is clear with the risk analysis. Again, repeating one of the most important or key task for a GRC consultant. Practice well. Okay, tomorrow again we will have a revision session regarding the same topic. Okay, right. From Monday onwards, we will start the BRM executions. Okay, right, everyone. We will be meeting tomorrow at 8 p.m. only in online. Have a nice day. Practice
Thank you,
well.
sir.
Don't skip the practice session. Right there.